I think the craziest case of man keeping for me is actually putting myself into debt to care for someone else.
Yeah.
On my fucking dime. Okay, what's the craziest, most unhinged example of man keeping that you've experienced?
Go. Honestly, an ex-boyfriend, he literally
Classic.
would not do anything. Of course it's an ex-boyfriend. Literally wouldn't do anything, to the point where I would ask him, like, let's go for a walk and take your dog. And he's like, no, I don't want to go for a walk. And I'm like, well, what about your dog? He's like, she's fine. And I would go walk his dog for him for like half an hour, 45 minutes. And I'd come back and he's just watching fucking TV. And then I'm like, do you want to like go do something else? Or like, hey, I know you're like looking for a new job. Like, let's get, like, I was like literally micromanaging his life.
Mm-hmm. That's fucking nuts. The craziest example of man keeping, I would say, is also with an ex-boyfriend, and it was literally take care of the house, take care of the rent, pay for all the meals, take care of all of his business bookkeeping for free.
Yeah, you kind of taught me on that one, don't you? That's horrifying.
I concur.
Here you go. I think you need to take the edge off after that one. Reliving some trauma over here.
I'm sure there's probably more specific like examples.
Oh, checking in to make sure they're doing their part for their own family.
Yes. For me to be like, hey, did you get your mom a gift for Christmas? Is fucking outrageous.
Yeah, that is outrageous.
And the answer was like, we don't do that. Surely your mom would fucking like something.
Yeah, no.
Like flowers or chocolates. Like
literally anything.
Like, what the fuck do you mean you don't do that?
Yeah, I don't do treating my mom.
We know you don't do that. That's why I'm doing it. Anyway.
Exactly. Okay. What is the definition of man keeping?
It's the emotional labor women do to basically be a man's entire support system.
Yeah, sounds about accurate. It sounds about like, I want to say 75% of women at least.
75? I want to say like 90. Fucking 95, bro. Who do you know that's a woman that's with a man that's not the man's entire support system?
Out of all my friends that I know, out of all
family, friends,
the
whatever.
people.
One eternity later.
Well, and if I don't know a single one.
I feel like I probably know some. 95% of them are taking care of everything for their man, and 5% of them, the man has other people that also support him, and it's not just up to the woman to carry all the fucking
burden.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if I'm looking at my family, literally every single one of the women, they are man keeping.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Because we both know women that are doing all of the emotional man keeping plus the
being the man of the house. That's where it differs. That's where it differs.
I think it's okay to take care of a man if he's also taking care of your needs in the man way.
But I'm thinking even just from all the women that we know that are super ambitious, I feel like we have this constant drive to want to handle shit. And if the man's not gonna outman in that way, I'm gonna end up starting to handle his shit and like be the man and start man keeping because you're not keeping up at all.
No,
so
for
I think
sure.
a lot of
that's
women
how
can relate
I've
there.
fallen into that trap in the first place with my previous relationships is I've allowed it to happen because I didn't have boundaries around that, and I didn't want us as a couple to look like we weren't doing well or not doing things the way I would want them to be done, so I would fill the void myself. And this doesn't just happen in personal relationships. This also happens at work. Women tend to cater to men's needs at work and tiptoe and help them out extra.
Check in on them
because men are so bad at communicating their emotions and how they're really feeling. They don't go to therapy typically. I think it takes a lot for a man to actually be
willing to do that.
Intelligent enough emotionally to go to therapy.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. And so I feel like then, because a lot of men are in that situation, women tend to want to bridge that gap for them. So they're the ones that are being their therapist now, and they're the ones that are being their fucking caretaker, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree.
But anyway, okay.
Oh my God, big sip on that.
You know, when you think about your friends and stuff, like when they hear that you're going through a lot or you have a lot on your plate, I feel like women friends tend to be like, how do I help you?
Yeah, like how
even
can I
if
support?
you have a full plate, you'll still want to help your girlfriend because you know she's maybe overwhelmed, and you're just like, what can I do to take something off of your plate? So we kind of work together like that, and it's always two-sided with women, but with men I feel like it's so one-sided a lot of the time.
Yeah.
It's like women will go the extra mile and the man is just like, As you should.
Well, and that's when I find like female friendships are super important, especially in this case, because we're like our own little beehive. We're just taking care of each other, because like if you, like you said, see that happening, you're gonna jump in. Like I'm never not gonna jump in and help my friend, even if my life's overwhelmed in the moment.
Yeah.
Because I can't, and I just know her man's not gonna.
Oh my God.
Or people at work, like men will just like, I don't know, I always feel like I have to check in on certain people at work even to make sure they're okay, because I'm like, clearly it's not being handled.
Okay, rapid fire. Have you ever reminded him to call his own mom?
Yes.
Same. Been the one to schedule his social life?
Yes, like 1,000%.
Yeah, I
Or
guess.
even like actual appointments.
Oh yeah.
Like, did you put that in
Oh,
your
yeah,
calendar?
true.
By the way,
Same.
you have a doctor's
Same.
appointment today. My bad.
Talked him through a work problem he'd never ask a friend about.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Had to manage his mood before you could even talk about your day.
Oh my fuck, like every time, majority. There's few men that I've had to worry about that with, where they check me first
Yeah.
and like, or they don't dump on me.
Yeah.
But like previous relationships, I've had a lot of just situations where, yeah, they just dump, and it's like, who fucking cares what's going on with me?
Yeah. Fuck me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Felt like if you stopped holding it together emotionally, everything would collapse.
Yes, this is why we need therapy. Because like, holy shit, the burden we take on emotionally,
Yeah.
it's worse than physical.
Oh yeah, stress. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Okay, well, why do you think men even actually end up in this type of situation where they're like leaning on their partner, or women in general? I wonder if it's just social media and everybody just, you know, keeping to themselves nowadays and not having to branch out and actually talk to people.
Let's fucking ask. Why do men not have friends?
Why are you gay?
These days? Okay, so the percentage of men with at least 6 close friends fell by half since 1990, dropping from 55 to 27%.
Holy.
And men with 0 close friends jumped from 3% to 15%.
That's fucked.
20% of single men say they don't have any close friends, and more than half of all men are unsatisfied with the size of their friend groups. Societal conditions make it harder for men to reach out and say, I miss you, or can we catch up? Those simple acts feel awkward or overly emotional to them, so they just won't do it.
That's so sad.
It is sad.
You guys should hang out more.
You guys should just
You
tell
guys
each
should
other
just-
you miss each
yeah,
other. It's okay.
Say
It's
you
not
miss each
gay.
other and that you love each other. Yeah, it's not gay.
We do it all the time.
Yeah, we're not gay.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
A lot of women will push their men to hang out with their friends.
Oh, a lot of women push men to hang out with friends. Yeah, 1,000%. Because we're
So
like,
even
go
when
do
they
something.
do have connection, it's because of women.
Well, I have like guy friends who are like, oh, my girlfriend gets annoyed when I like go golfing. I'm like, okay, well, if you're golfing every day, that's one thing, and never spending time with me. But I'd be like, oh my God, go golfing so I can go hang out with my girlfriends.
I know this guy that was with a girl. She didn't have a job, and she would just lay around all fucking day at home, and he would give her money for groceries because she didn't have a job and she couldn't find the time in her day to go and get groceries.
Oh, fuck that.
So he felt like this is why their relationship ended, because he felt like, you know, what the fuck?
Yeah, you gotta be like
You're
self-sustaining.
doing nothing. And so then I think like, so it's the exact same thing. So maybe it kind of happens to both genders, but I think it happens a lot with women because women are just so caring, and they just, weirdly, I feel like men are probably better at setting that boundary and not doing that shit.
I totally agree.
If
They're
it
able to set the
impedes
boundary
on their own life. Like
think
they just
so.
know, like, I'm not gonna fucking take time out of my day to do that because I have other important shit to do that's gonna make me money or make me more successful or build my connections or my network. And so I don't give a fuck. I'm just not doing it. End of story. But women are like, no problem. I'll put everything on the line.
Yeah. Well, they're naturally more selfish, and it's not bad. It's not to their detriment, you know, because
No,
they're
it's
going to
not to
actually,
do- it's not to their detriment
they're
at
going to
all.
get the job done. Whereas
Yeah.
we're like, it's completely to our detriment to be like an empath that way. It's almost like self-deprecating in a way.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Yeah, let's talk about what it actually does to you guys when you do man keep.
It's one thing to like give an opinion and be supportive in the moment, but if you're constantly having to derail your life to support someone else's because they can't hang, problematic.
And just think about all the ways you could have used that time
Oh.
to better yourself.
It
your
like
own
makes
knowledge,
me angry.
Go back to school, do whatever, right? Like, it's crazy the shit we will do for men, and it completely fucks up our own well-being and our own progress in life, and we will still do it for them because we love them so much. But at what point do you take responsibility over your own life and say like, hey, I'm short of all these goals that I haven't achieved yet, and instead of working on that and working on myself, I'm fucking doing my shit plus yours.
Yeah, exactly. So it's fucking problematic for sure. How you operate in day-to-day life is what's going to translate to work. So if you're like constantly like man keeping in your day-to-day relationships, you're going to do it at work too, where you're like trying to like, okay, these guys are like not pulling their weight, so you pull their weight for them. Like I think about so many times at work where there's men that are like, well, I don't know the answer. It's like instead of being productive and trying to figure it the fuck out, I have to take time away from my work and making money for myself to go and handle their shit.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. I agree.
But only if you let them. I know with like previous relationships, like what actually made you stop that behavior? Like what was kind of like the last straw?
I always weigh the pros and cons, I guess, or not the pros and cons, but I don't
Damn,
know.
you got a fucking whiteboard in the bedroom? Like, all right, I'm adding another con to the tally.
I feel like I look at everything in life like it's a business. And
your relationship is not a business, I just have to say, you guys.
It could be.
You need to stop that.
No, I think it should be, because like businesses are very analytical and
relationships are emotional, not analytical.
Yeah, but it's based on what do you get out of it in the end, right? And how is it functioning? What's the fucking process? Like, is everybody on the same page? Like, I really do believe you should.
That is crazy
not
talk.
to the point of like, you don't need to sit down and come up with a business plan for your relationship unless you want to, and I know people that do.
And how's that going?
I don't know. I don't get that crazy, but I do think that in my head, I mentally weigh out like, you know, this is what I'm bringing into the relationship. This is how I contribute. What is this person contributing, and how is that driving our life together forward?
That's a fair ask.
And what are we achieving together in this life? Are our goals aligned? Are we on the same page about the vision of us being together?
Yeah.
And if the other person is not pulling their weight, just like in the workplace,
you let them go.
We let them go.
But women just like add like very extra severance when they do that.
So I think for me, it was like I started to pivot my mind more and more to what was I getting out of it? What were the benefits of being with this person?
Like, what are your, like the input and output? Is it aligned?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like, okay, you don't have to look at it like a fucking business, but at the end of the day, it's like, there has to be benefits to being with this person. Otherwise, what the fuck is the point of being with them?
No, that makes sense.
If you
100%.
have literally nothing to show for it, then what am I doing? You know? Just like anything in life. If you were working somewhere and you were getting absolutely nothing out of it,
like,
what
are you
would
doing?
be the point of staying there, right? So I don't know. I think for me, it was just that. What about you?
In my last relationship, just like it was like the 13th reason, you know. I wasn't.
It was the 13th time.
Yeah. It honestly, it wasn't even that many. I'm a very like 3 strikes you're out type of person. That's like dwindled over time. Like I just have less patience for bullshit. And I feel like the last one, the minute I started recognizing patterns, I was like, oh, I'm so out. Like I have no problem calling it a day.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like very much paying attention to like patterns and behaviors, and I know what I'm not going to tolerate, so I'm not even going to go that deep.
Yeah.
Until like, and there's a few things, you know, not everyone's perfect, so like you're gonna have to deal. I think a lot of people too aren't at peace enough with their work or their life or how they operate that they tolerate that shit still. And I'm just at a place where I love what I do for work. I love what I do, even just like all the goals that I have. And I love my life and my friends and my network, that I don't want to deal with man keeping. Like you're taking away from everything I love if you're going to be doing that to me. Like I want to be taken care of. Fuck you. So that's the thing too. Like women should want to be taken care of while on their own trajectory and like feel like they don't have that stress. Yeah. Because we are emotional and we take that on.
I really think like you should come together with this person, and together you guys should make something so great.
Yeah, you should add to each other, right?
You
shouldn't be devaluing
so much that it's like a no-brainer that this is like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you guys both add so much value to each other's lives, and it's very much a two-way street.
And that's just a conversation, and if it happens again, you're fucking cut, bud.
Yeah, I was
at work too.
I was remembering how my ex was like, what would you do at work if this was happening? You would work through this with people. you would work through this, right? And I'm like,
actually,
they would have been so fired by now, bro. Like how many mornings? I'm like, A, is our core values aligned? Yes or no? If no, how many times can I fucking tell you? But
yeah,
anyway.
Exactly. Thank you for confirming. You know what? You're fired.
You're so fucking fired.
Oh my God, fire your man.
Okay, yos.
I guess it's time for us to go.
Thank you so much for watching this week's episode, and we will see you next Friday.
Bye.